met him in a library. He was sitting alone at the end of the third row, always at the same table, always at the same time. At first, I barely noticed him. I came there to read in silence, escape the weight of my apartment, and listen to the soft tapping of rain on the window. He was just part of the background, quiet, polite, ordinary. But after a week, I realized he was always holding a camera, never a book. And sometimes, he pointed it at me, not obviously, not in a creepy way, just subtly, like a hobbyist testing angles. He never spoke, never smiled, but he was always there. One day, as I walked past his table, I glanced down and saw the edge of a photograph sticking out of his coat pocket. It was me, reading, head down, same scarf I wore 2 days ago. I stopped. My heart skipped. I didn't mean to, he said, for the first time. His voice was soft, careful. I just like capturing quiet things. I said nothing. I wanted to be angry, maybe even scared, but I wasn't. There was something about him that didn't feel wrong. Just strange, like I had seen him before, but not with my eyes. He offered to delete the photo. I shook my head. It's okay, I said. Just maybe ask next time. He nodded, and from that day on, he sat a little closer. Every afternoon, he'd be there. He never spoke much, but he started leaving photos tucked into books for me to find. Always of me, always beautiful, always peaceful. Me sipping coffee, me watching rain, me asleep at the table. I should have been afraid, but I wasn't. I felt seen, not watched, seen. Until the day I found the last photo. It was tucked into a novel I hadn't touched before. A book I didn't even take off the shelf. But when I opened it, there it was. A single photo. My back, walking into the library. Only, I wasn't wearing anything I recognized. My hair was longer. I looked thinner, paler. And in the bottom corner of the photo, barely visible, was a date. 3 months from now. I stared at it for a long time, at the version of me that hadn't existed yet. Then I flipped it over, written in delicate handwriting. This is where it begins again. My hands started shaking. I looked around. He wasn't there. Not that day, not the next, not ever again. I asked the librarians if they knew him. They didn't. I described his face, showed them the photographs. One of them, an older woman, looked at me and said softly, "Someone else asked about him before." Years ago, she paused. She left a photograph too. She handed it to me. It was me, sitting in the same chair, holding the same book, but younger, maybe 17. And behind me, the same man, looking at me exactly the same. Not older, not younger, not changed. I don't know who he is, or what he is. I just know this. He always finds me. He always watches. And when I forget him, he reminds me, with a camera and silence